Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Solo Traveler. This is Ran, your friend. And as you all know, I just completed the Ladakh circuit, and many people were waiting for me to make a big overall vlog for you, where I tell you how the bike performed, what my budget was, and how much money I spent. Where we stayed, a little detailed version, so that's what this video is for. It took a little more time, but that's okay. So let's not delay, let's start. So bro, we started the Ladakh circuit on May 7th and we left from Lucknow. Overall, the total kilometers we covered were 4,200 kilometers. I completed this circuit on my NS400z. There were 4 other riders with me. There were 5 people, 2 from Lucknow, 3 from Delhi. Now let's talk about the journey. So we started our first journey from Lucknow. On the first day, we left Lucknow in the morning and reached Delhi in the evening. In Delhi, we stayed at our friend's place. There, 3 of us met. After that, we left from there and reached Jammu directly. We stayed there for one night. In Jammu, we stayed at a hotel. After that, when we left Jammu, we had to stop in Srinagar. But there is a place called Ramwan. The name of the place is Ramwan. There, Avinash's bike, the RS200, broke down. So there, it took us a lot of time to get the bike fixed by a mechanic. So we had to stay one night in Ramwan, which was not planned. There also, we stayed at a hotel. Then we left Ramwan and reached Srinagar. In Srinagar, there is a boathouse. We stayed there for one night. After that, we started our journey from Srinagar. So when we left Srinagar, we covered Zojila Pass, and there we encountered a lot of rain. We reached Dras, it was night by then. So we stayed at a hotel there for one night. After Dras, we left in the morning and reached Kargil. Kargil is next to Dras, and Dras is one of the coldest places. It was really cold there, brother. We reached Kargil. We visited the memorial there. After leaving Kargil, we reached Magnetic Hills. After covering Magnetic Hills, we reached Leh City. We started staying in homestays in Leh City. We stayed in a homestay there. So we stayed there for one night. The next day, we explored all of Leh. We visited the monastery there. Besides that, there was a Hall of Fame in Leh. You all must visit it. We went there. Then we also stayed in Leh for the night on the next day. Then in the morning, we left from Leh. After that, from Leh, we went to Kardungla Pass, which used to be the highest pass at one time. Now it's at number 3. So we went to Kardungla Pass. We passed through Kardungla and then left. After that, we reached Pangong. Near Pangong, there's a place called Merak village. We stayed at a homestay there. And after Merak, we stayed there overnight. The next day, we left from Pangong and reached Nyoma village. At Nyoma village, we stayed at a homestay. The next day, we left from Nyoma. The petrol pump there is the last petrol pump. After that, you don't find any petrol pumps. From there, we went to Hanli. Near Hanli was Mingla. We tried to go to Mingla, but we were not allowed to go there. We went about 8 or 9 kilometers in, but turned back because the border security force said the road is under construction and closed to everyone. Then from Hanli, we went to Umlingla Pass near Mingla. We were at Umlingla Pass. Before Umlingla Pass, there was another pass. We went there too. I found that one tougher than Umlingla. I forgot the name of that pass. Abinash, do you remember what it was called? Fotula. It was Fotula Pass. Yes, it was Fotula Pass. So Avinash remembers names better. That's why I asked him. He is behind the camera right now. After that, we crossed Fotula Pass and went to Umlingla. After crossing Umlingla Pass, we went back to Nyoma village. We stayed there again for the night. Then in the morning, we left from Nyoma village. So we stayed at a homestay in Nyoma village for 2 days. Then after leaving Nyoma village, there were 2 or 3 valleys, Punga Valley and Puga Valley. And after that, there was one more valley. On the way, we reached Baralachala, where we found a lot of snow. And after crossing it, we reached Jispa. We stayed in Jispa for one night. Then after Jispa, we crossed Manali. It was quite hot when we reached Manali, and it was very crowded, passing through the Atal tunnel. After that, we reached Delhi. In Delhi, we stayed for one night. Then we reached Lucknow. So this whole journey was a total of 14 days for us, and I rode my NS400 for 4,200 kilometers. Now let's talk about the expenses. So in the beginning, like in Jammu, we stayed at a hotel in Jammu, stayed at a hotel in Ramban, and besides that, on the way back, we stayed at a hotel in Jispa. All the places in between, we stayed at homestays. So I would also recommend you to stay at homestays. Let's talk about the expenses. Since there were a total of 5 people, at most we had to take 2 rooms. But if I tell you the per head expense, the total cost for my stay during the trip was 6,300 rupees. If you look at my blog details, at the end of every blog I've described the total food expenses for the day, the accommodation expenses and the petrol expenses. So here I'll tell you overall that for the entire trip, just the stay expenses per head came to 6,300 rupees. Now let's talk about the food expenses after the stay. So the food expenses came to 6,000 rupees per head. A great thing about the homestay was that breakfast and dinner were included. So we saved a lot of money there. This was another advantage we got from the homestay. After this, let's talk about the permit. So the permit cost me 400 rupees and we took a permit for 12 days because you don't need a permit in the beginning. You don't need a permit for places like Srinagar and Jammu. So we took a 12-day permit and got a permit for all the places. So the permit cost us 400 rupees per head for 12 days. We applied online. And after that, let's talk about the toll now. From Delhi to Lucknow and from Lucknow to Delhi, we only had to pay the toll here. We didn't have to pay any toll for the bike anywhere else on the way. So the toll expense for going from Lucknow to Delhi and back was 585, which means a total of 1,170 rupees for the toll. Now let's talk about the last expense, which is fuel. So my NS400 gave me a mileage of 30. I calculated everything. My vlogs show how often I fueled up and how much I spent. All the details are there. So a total of 1,555 was spent on fuel in this. And I drove for 4,200 kilometers. So I got a mileage of around 30 to 31, which is a very good mileage. Now let's talk about what preparations you need if you're going. So I would say wear all your riding gear, especially get good quality riding boots. They are very effective. Definitely take a rain cover with you for boots, for pants, and for jackets as well. So take a full rain cover with you. And if you have riding gear, you don't need to carry too many clothes. For sleeping at night, just take one warm lower, one warm upper, and one set of clothes. That's it. Just bring 2 to 4 sets of undergarments. The rest should be your riding gear. That's all the clothing you'll need. You don't need to carry too many clothes, so make sure to take a hydration pack with you. There can be a shortage of water. There are long stretches, and water is not available everywhere. So I would recommend that. For the passes, you can apply online and keep hard copies of all the necessary documents like your driving license, RC, and insurance. Keep hard copies of these documents in your tank bag or jacket for easy access. You shouldn't have to open your bag since you can't always rely on the internet or your phone, regardless of your mobile's network or battery status at the time. So you should definitely keep a hard copy with you. Other than that, there isn't much you really need, but definitely take medicines with you, like medicine for diarrhea, headaches, and stomach aches in case you get a stomach ache, a headache, or diarrhea. Apart from that, take Diamox with you and some sprays, bandages. You can take all these things with you. If I add up the overall expenses, the total cost per head for the whole trip comes to around 30,000, so 30 to 32,000 rupees. Even if you spend a bit more, I stayed at my friend's place in Delhi when arriving and leaving. So within 35,000, you can complete the whole trip on a good bike. You won't have to spend more than this, provided that you don't go overboard with luxury. If you're just going for normal sightseeing and not spending unnecessarily here and there, then your whole trip can easily be completed within 30 to 35,000. Let's talk about the bike. I went on an NS400. I got really good performance from it. Before leaving on the bike, I had the engine oil changed and got the clutch cable checked. I got a few checkups done, tightened the chain. We took lube along with us, 2 cans of chain lube, 2 cans of chain cleaner. I took them with me. Every 500 to 600 kilometers, every other day, I was cleaning the chain. I had new brake pads installed because brake pads are the most important thing there. And in the mountains, you'll need to brake a lot. So make sure to get new brake pads before you go. If your old brake pads are worn out, they'll wear out very quickly. Make sure to get a set of brake pads installed before you go. So these are all the things. I think I've covered almost everything. And if you want detailed information about which homestay I stayed at, if you want their contact number, or which petrol pump I refueled at, you'll have to check out my detailed blog for all of that. In that, I've mentioned everywhere where I refueled, which homestay I stayed at, and how much the homestay cost. I've mentioned the homestay's contact number and all those details in the blog for you. So this was my overall experience of the Ladakh trip, which was a 14-day trip. It started on the 7th and ended on the 21st of May. So I really enjoyed it a lot, and I think if you watch the vlog, you must have enjoyed it too. Some of the vlogs got a bit long. Other than that, I'm very happy with the bike's performance. I never had any issues with the performance, and I'm really happy with the mileage. I never needed to carry extra fuel anywhere because it has a 12-liter tank. I got a mileage of 30, so I was getting a range of 350. And I never had to ride more than 300 kilometers anywhere where I couldn't find a fuel pump or a petrol pump. I'm ending this vlog. My social media handle is shown here. Connect with me there. Ride hard, ride safe. This is Ram signing off. Keep being awesome.